Revised Penal Code of the Philippines based on the annotation by Reyes. So for today, we will discuss criminal law in its fundamental. So what is criminal law? Criminal law is the branch or division of the law which defines the crime, treats their nature, and provide for their punishment. So I just want to inform you as early as now that if the crimes committed are written in the revised penal code, it is called a felony. Okay? So, what is crime? So, crime is an act committed or omitted in the violation of public law, forbidding or commanding it. Sources of the Philippine law. So, we have the RCP, RPC. We have the revised penal code and its amendments. We have the special laws. So it is passed by the Philippine Commission, Philippine Assembly, Philippine Legislature, National Assembly, the Batasang Pambansa, and the Congress of the Philippines. So we should also include the penal from the presidential decrees issued during the martial law. Okay, so common law. Common law is the usage of rules or action which do not rest for their authority upon any express and positive declaration of the will of the legislature. So, ano ba yung common law? Pag sinabing common law, by the way, we don't have common law in the Philippines. Pag sinabing common law, ito yung mga bagay na iniisip nila or sa ibang lugar, sa ibang bansa, it is accredited, yung tipo bang walang nakasulat na batas pero bawal. Walang common law sa Philippines. Because sabi dito, unless there is or there be a particular provision in the penal code or a special penal law that defines and punishes the crime, even if it be socially or morally wrong, no criminal liability is incurred by its commission. So hanggat hindi siya napapabatas, hindi siya bawal. Pag for example, ito yung common law. Okay. Pag sinabing common law, wala tayong batas pero bawal, for example, lumabas ng walang sinelas. Common law yun, pag bawal yun, tapos walang batas. Pero pag sinabi, nakasulat sa batas na ang hindi nakasinelas na lumabas ng Pilipinas ay makukulong ng 1 araw. Hindi yun common law. Okay. So, power to define and punish crimes. So, we have police power. So, the state or our government has the authority under the police power to define and punish crimes and to lay down the rules of the criminal procedure. The state has part of their police power have a large measure of discretion in creating and defining criminal offenses. So, we need to understand that in the Philippines, there are 3 branches of powers. So, meaning to say, it is divided into 3, which are the executive department, the legislative, and the judicial department. Okay. So, sino ba ang nagpapabatas? Sino ba ang gumagawa ng batas? So, that power lies on the legislative, which is the Congress. So, we have the House of Representatives and we have the Senate. So, as per 1987 Constitution, these 3 is the limitation on the power of the Congress. 1, So, hindi sila pwedeng gumawa ng kahit anong batas if there is um, there is paglabag sa due process and equal protection. Pag sinabi nilang, for example, naggawa sila ng batas na bawal bumoto ang pangit. O, pwede ba yon? Siyempre, hindi siya pwede eh. It's because it is against the due process and the equal protection. We have the right of suffrage na all citizen of the Philippines who feels or who has the requirement, who passed the requirement to vote regardless of gender, color of their skins, or kung pangit ba o gwapo sila, mayaman o mahirap. It's equal. Everyone can vote. So, 2, sabi dito, non-imposition of excessive fines or cruel and unusual punishment. Bawal daw gumawa ng batas ang Kongreso na sobra-sobra yung fines o hindi na siya makatao o yung punishment niya sagad na. For example, lahat ng, kunyari, gumawa sila ng batas, no? Lahat ng mangunguha ng mangga or ng bunga sa puno ng kapitbahay, ang parusa dapat itali at ipakagat sa langgam ng 3 araw. Tama ba yon? No. Because, sabi dito sa limitation of power of the Congress, number 2, non-imposition of excessive fines or cruel and unusual punishment. So, bawal siya. Unconstitutional siya, in short. Kasi, lalabagin niya yung Article 3, Bill of Rights. So, number 3, ex post facto law or Bill of Attainder. Ano ba yung ex post facto law? Ang ex post facto law is after the fact. So it is a law that retroactively changes the legal consequences or status of action that were committed or a relationship that existed before the enactment of the law. For example, wala tayong batas na nagsasabi na bawal magsuot ng crop top, tapos nahuli ka na nakasuot ka ng crop top. Dalawa lang batas doon. Ang gagawin nila is magpapasa agad sila ng batas na bawal ang crop top. After the fact, meaning to say, nagawa mo na yung krimen na naka-crop top ka na, tsaka pa lang sila gagawa ng batas. Bawal yon. So sabi dito, if walang batas na nagsasaad na bawal ang naka-crop top, hindi ka nila pwedeng hulihin dahil wala yung crime o walang kahit anong consequences dapat dahil sa kinumit mo ang pagsusuot ng crop top, wala pa namang batas noon. Okay. Number 2, Bill of Attainder. Pag sinabing Bill of Attainder, ito yung tinatawag din natin siyang writ of attainder. It is an act of a legislature declaring a person or a group of people guilty of some criminal and punishing them without trial. So, bawal yun sa atin. In our due process of law, everyone who were a person or a group guilty of anything or any crime should be prosecuted and should practice the due process of law na kailangan patunayan talaga na meron silang kasalanan. Hindi pwede yung basta-basta lang huhulihin ka, tapos kukulong ka, kalas ka, tapos na yun, ganun na lang. Hindi siya pwede. So, I just want you to remember, guys, that in the Philippine laws, it is always highlighted that in every laws in our land is covered in equal protection and due process. So lagi siyang nakapalibot sa karapatang pantao, karapatan ng tao, ng property, ng group of people, lagi siyang naka-enclose doon. Okay. So sabi dito, ex post facto is the following act. So makes a criminal act done before the passage of the law, making innocent when done and punishes such act. Same scenario dun sa bawal magsuot ng crop top. Okay, to aggravates a crime or makes it greater than it was when committed. Pag sinabi naman ditong aggravates the crime, ito yung simple lang yung kasalanan mo, but they made it so much or tinaas nila yung punishment sa ginawa mo. For example, during the time na bawal tumawid sa, for example, bawal tumawid sa EDSA. Ang punishment lang niya until today, October 27, kailangan mo magmulta ng 100 pesos. Ang ex post facto law doon is, during the time na nahuli ka, nagpasa sila ng batas. Ang nangyari na, nung nahuli ka, applicable na sa'yo yung 1,000 peso fine. Hindi siya pwede. Kasi greater siya from the time you committed the crime. So 3, change the punishment and inflicts a greater punishment that the law annexed when the act was committed. Same thing, but this time it's the punishment. So for example, pag tumawid ka sa EDSA, it's bawal. Instead of paying, you pay 100 at may kulong siya na 1 day, and then they made it, instead of nakulong ka ng 1 day, kulong ka ng 30 days. So number 4, alters the legal rules of evidence and authorizes conviction upon less or different testimony than the law required at the time of the commission of the offense. This is self-explanatory, and I hope this is not happening in our land, that the evidences and the testimonies were omitted. Okay, number 5, assumes to regulate civil rights and remedies only, in effect imposes penalty of deprivation of a right for something which, when done, was lawful. 6, is deprives a person accused of a crime some lawful protection to which he has become entitled, such as the protection of former conviction or acquittal, or the proclamation of amnesty. Okay, constitutional rights of the accused. So we should always remember that in the 1987 Constitution, Article 3 is specifically provided for the rights, for the Bill of Rights of every citizen who resides or sojourn in the Philippines. So number 1, all persons shall have the right to a speedy disposition of their cases before all judicial, quasi-judicial, judicial, or administrative bodies that can be found in Section 16. Number 2, no person shall be held to answer for a criminal offense without due process of law, in Section 14, Paragraph 1. So here, that's why when you watch a certain series, When you watch a certain series, pag nahuli ka, the police will state that you have the right to remain silent and anything you say will be used against you. And when they ask, actually, you can also deny the question. You can tell them that based on Section 14, Paragraph 1 of Article 3 of the 1987 Constitution, no person shall be held to answer for any criminal offense without due process of law. Pag sinabi sa'yo ng police, ikaw yung pumatay nun, di ba? O dapat ikulong ka na. No, they cannot do that to you. And you also have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Number 3, all person except those charged with offense punishable by reclusion perpetua when evidence of guilt is strong shall before conviction be bailed by sufficient sureties or be released on recognizance as may be provided by law. Number 4, in all criminal prosecution, the accused shall be presumed innocent until the contrary is proven and still enjoy the right to be heard by himself and counsel to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him, to have a speedy, impartial, and public trial, to meet the witness face to face, and to have a compulsory process to secure the attendance of the witness and the production of evidence in his behalf. Number 5, no person shall bear witness against himself. So, bawal kang tumistigo sa sarili mo. Number 6, excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading or inhumane punishment inflicted as Section 19, Paragraph 1. Number 7, no person shall be twice put in jeopardy of punishment for the same offense. Section 21. For number 7, it's just very basic. But I need to explain to you that, for example, someone filed a case against you, and then the case has been dismissed because of some technicalities, even though there hasn't been any prosecution or any trial that arises, hindi pa rin sila pwede magsampa ng kaso against you for the same offense, because the case that they raised against you was already dismissed, even though it's due to some technicalities. So that's what we call double jeopardy. There's no double jeopardy in the Philippines. Number 8, free access to the courts and quasi-judicial bodies and adequate legal assistance shall not be denied to any person by reason of poverty under Section 11. So here, we have the PAO, or the Philippine Public, we have the public lawyers. So the court, if you cannot hire a lawyer, a private lawyer for yourself, they will provide one for you. Okay, so this is the statutory rights of the accused. So 1, rights of the accused, which may be waived. We will discuss this further in our next video. This is the right of the accused to confrontation and cross-examination. And 2, the rights which may not be waived, the rights of the accused to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him. So that's it for today, guys. We will continue our discussion about statutory rights on the next video. Thank you so much, guys, and goodbye.